This quote by Roy T. Bennett captures the essence of this episode of the Virtual Selling Concrete Results on follow-ups from our virtual sales conversations. Do not fear failure, but rather fear not trying. Why does that capture the key to successful follow-up? Because research shows that 44% of sellers stop following up one time after a sales conversation. 92% give up after 4 tries. And there's a big gap because buyers, 90% of them need 5 or more follow-ups often to re-engage, reconnect, reconsider the solution that you've suggested, or to make a decision. And the gap between sellers' efforts and the buyer's needs in making decision create opportunities for stalled sales or lost opportunities because that sale is never made, meaning that the value you're providing is never received. And what a shame that is. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about the things that get in the way of follow-ups and what we can do about them. And then in the next couple of episodes, I'm going to give you specific how-tos and best practices regarding your follow-ups. What gets in the way then? First thing is our mindset. Our mindset about follow-ups. Sellers tell me they don't follow up very often because they don't want to look desperate. Or obviously, the buyer's made a decision and that's why they haven't responded to them. Or they start telling themselves, well, my fees or my prices are too high. Or because we didn't get to meet face-to-face, I wasn't able to build trust like normal. And so they're just not comfortable going forward yet. And the problem with all of that is it's assumptions that we're making, not facts of what the buyer has told us. And so if we're the ones getting in the way of leading and guiding and being the one that's keeping this problem, opportunity, want, or need top of mind for the buyer, we're not helping them as much as we can in the process or in our solution. And so we need to think about our self-talk. The second thing that gets in the way of effective follow-ups is not having a system. And when we don't have a system to things, we're inefficient. We get emotionally attached to ideas and assumptions, more so than reality. And so a system for our follow-ups reduces the guesswork, takes out our assumptions and our emotions, and provides an efficient path for doing it well. If you apply a system to your follow-ups, you're going to be there and top of mind when they are ready to re-engage or to make a decision. In fact, I was talking to Joe from California last week. And so for 2 years, he's had a follow-up system that we helped him put together. And last week, somebody that he has been following up with for 19 months, someone he had a conversation with, let them know we want to meet and get started working together. So I asked Joe, wow, 19 months is a long time. Was it worth it? Yes, he said, because his system made it efficient for him to keep on track for 19 months with that buyer. And now he'll have ongoing revenue from them. So your tips for these 2 hurdles are first is to pay attention to your self-talk. And if you don't have a fact, if you haven't heard from them, don't assume what they're thinking because you don't know. The second thing is to develop a system. And so I'm going to lay out a short system that you can start thinking about, and then I'll share more specifics in upcoming episodes. Your easy system for follow-up is first, identify the cadence or the timing and time frame for how your follow-ups will go. The second part is to identify the modes of communication that you're going to use. Are you going to use email, phone calls, texting, videos, or any other type of communication modes? Third thing is knowing what your resources are for your system. That should include templates that are 75, 80% there for each contact that you can easily personalize and get sent out on time. Other resources to consider is the time that it's going to take, technology that you can use to automate as much as possible, other team members or people that you can use. And the fourth component of your system is what is your execution plan? What are you going to do to be accountable and make sure that your plan is put into motion regularly. So is it time blocking? For now, then, think about, do you follow up enough? Have you given up before the 5 times that your buyers need? Are you open to maybe following up for 19 months or more if needed, and if it's easy and efficient? If you're willing to do the follow-up work, you're going to earn the right for their attention when they're ready again. And you won't have abandoned that prospect in the middle of their process so that you're not there to get your value and get your solution when they're ready. So stay tuned to the next episodes where I give you more specifics on the timing and time frame and on the content to include in a really good follow-up after you've had a sales conversation. Or I've recently recorded a 50-minute webinar where I lay everything out how to re-engage prospects who seem like they're ghosting you. If you'd like to listen to that, look for a link in the comments below. Otherwise, stay tuned for the next episodes in this Virtual Selling Concrete Results series.